After Lucifer rebels against God's rule, he gets cast to hell for eternal damnation. Michael chains him to a large rock inside the realm with his sword and leaves after Lucifer swears to exact his revenge on his family by returning as a creator. As time passes, more demons join Lucifer in hell, while a legion of disciples builds a stronghold on Earth's gateway to hell in hopes of the fallen angel returning. In the modern world, a biotech company with a covert cult of Satanists behind it figures out how to clone historical legends with their DNA samples. In pursuit of freeing Lucifer from his imprisonment in hell, the ancient beast Liz leads her followers to steal the Shroud of Turin to clone Jesus Christ to be Lucifer's new host. In Italy, Laura, a steadfast atheist, studies art history, contesting its heavy religious imagery. She is eager to delve into her thesis, exploring how the great Italian artists might not have shared the religious beliefs they depicted in their art. Unfortunately, her professor dismisses her idea as disrespectful to Italy's cultural heritage, prompting Laura to swiftly retreat from the uncomfortable situation. When the Shroud of Turin is displayed at an exhibit, Laura's friend, Father Marconi, provides her with easy access. At the cathedral, Marconi guides Laura through the cathedral, showcasing the shroud and a sculpture depicting the battle between Michael and Lucifer. The two engage in a discussion about the concept of evil before Marconi leaves. Fascinated by the sculpture, Laura spends hours making sketches of the archangel and Satan until nightfall. As Laura immerses herself in her drawing, she experiences a sense of unease, believing she hears someone whispering her name. Brushing it off as her imagination, she continues her work. As the exhibition nears closing time, a raven appears, and Laura is startled when she witnesses the statue of Lucifer's head seemingly moving. Her anxiety mounts, heightened by the appearance of the raven at the window. Meanwhile, once the cathedral closes, Liz, disguised as a visitor, infiltrates the exhibition and stealthily retrieves Michael's sword from the statue. A guard mistakes Laura for the intruder and confronts her, but she proves her authorized access before continuing her exploration. Moments later, Laura is horrified as she witnesses Liz brutally murder the guard and seize control of the situation. Terrified and seeking refuge, Laura hides in a confessional booth, having witnessed Liz's theft of the shroud, and watches Marconi try to stop Liz, urging her to renounce Satan. Liz runs Marconi through with her sword and steals the shroud. Before leaving, Liz and her goons notice Laura and decide to kidnap her. In his dying moments, Marconi asks Saint Michael to take over his body and foil Satan's plans. Michael instantly descends to Earth, taking over Marconi's body as a vessel. Although he tries to chase after the woman, the limitations of human flesh impede Michael's celestial powers, forcing him to pause in his pursuit and let Liz successfully drive off in a van with Laura. Meanwhile, in an underground bidding rink, a group of affluent spectators marvels as a prodigious child skillfully plays the violin. Dr. Laurent proudly announces that the child is a clone of Antonio Vivaldi, part of a series of clones created from the DNA of historical figures. The clones are then auctioned off to wealthy buyers, with the latest offering being a clone of Michelangelo. Amidst the auction, Liz arrives to inform Laurent of their successful acquisition of the shroud, and the pair leave for Lucifer's stronghold. Shortly after, the group arrives at the fort, where Laurent eagerly anticipates the opportunity to clone Jesus using the shroud's DNA. Laura wakes inside a large glass cell alongside 3 other women. Despite the tense situation, Laura manages to comfort one of the distressed women with soothing words, suggesting they collaborate to find a solution. However, their plans are interrupted by the arrival of nurses who proceed to conduct medical assessments on Laura. Meanwhile, Michael returns to the cathedral and encounters priests reviewing security footage, astonished to see Marconi alive. Michael inquires about the protectors of the shroud, learning of Cardinal Vincini's descent into instability and his subsequent seclusion in an asylum. Determined to find Laura, Michael secures information from the priests and departs, unaware of the Raven observing his movements. As the scientists at the villa labor to extract Jesus' DNA from the shroud, Michael tracks down the shroud's protector-turned-hermit, Cardinal Vincini. With Vincini's help, Michael discovers Lucifer's grand plan to use Jesus Christ's clone's body as a vessel. Disgusted by the revelation, Michael vows to thwart their plans and accompanies Vincini to the fort's vicinity. Vincini leads Michael to a tunnel that leads to Lucifer's stronghold and parts ways with him after alerting the Raven's presence. Observing the Raven's significance, Vincini dispatches the bird before entrusting his weapon to Michael, who ventures into the cave. At the same time, Laurent finalizes Christ's DNA match while Lucifer's chains in hell come loose. Laurent implants Laura and another woman, Brenda, with fertilized eggs. Later, the women are lowered in a cage down Hell's gateway in wedding dresses. Lucifer's spirit circles the cage, entering Brenda's body through the mouth. However, Brenda's body isn't a match for Lucifer and succumbs to a painful death. Next, Lucifer enters Laura, successfully possessing her as his vessel. Afterward, Liz and her cult welcome Laura, hailing her as the mother of their savior. The cult believes Lucifer will be resurrected by innocents like Jesus. Therefore, over the years, they sent countless pregnant women down the gateway to hell with their babies as offered vessels for Lucifer. Nevertheless, no human was strong enough to accommodate Lucifer's spirit. Due to the same, the cult started investing in biotech, researching cloning through DNA. Liz grounds Laura inside another glass cell with a medical bed inside. A distressed Laura asks Liz what they have done to her, prompting Liz to reveal their plan of rebirthing a better version of Jesus Christ for Lucifer. Once the cult's medical team impregnates Laura with the clone's eggs, Lucifer is able to enter her body and use her as a temporary vessel while she carries out her pregnancy. While the cult keeps Laura trapped inside the fort with the devil inside her womb, Michael finally breaks into the stronghold and retrieves the Shroud of Turin. Suddenly, Dr. Laurent enters the lab, but Marconi swiftly subdues him and demands to know his intentions with the Shroud, frustrating the Archangel, who incinerates the laboratory in his wrath. Soon, however, Michael arrives at Laura's cell and breaks her out. At first, although Laura distrusts Michael since he's someone else possessing her dead friend's body, the two quickly come to an understanding and work together to escape. Upon learning that the Shroud is missing, Liz orders her guards to apprehend Laura alive at any cost. Laura and Michael retreat into the dungeon, seeking refuge from the devil's monstrous henchmen in a narrow passageway. Nevertheless, their escape fails when guards and demons attack them. Despite Michael's efforts to protect her, the monster overwhelms him, exploiting the limitations of human vessels. Captured by Liz, Laura finds herself restrained on a bed due to the threat she poses to the fetus within her. Meanwhile, Michael breaks free from his restraints using his archangelic powers and unlocks the gateway to Lucifer's prison in the underworld. As Michael confronts Lucifer's absence in the underworld, he is ensnared by Mammon, the demon of greed, utilizing the devil's own sword to imprison the archangel. Back at the fort, Laura remains trapped inside her cell. However, as time passes by, her bond with the baby inside of her strengthens, while Lucifer's influence over her mind and body increases. Lucifer tries to tempt Laura to his side by stoking her hatred for Liz and influencing her to a violent outburst. After ruthlessly killing a guard, Laura realizes she must kill the evil within her and tries to kill her baby by drinking bleach, only to discover it has no effect on the devil within her, after Lucifer completely overtakes her body. Afterward, Laurent puts Laura's body inside a high-tech life support chamber to prevent her from trying to kill the baby again. As time passes, Michael remains trapped inside hell, unable to escape without his sword. Nevertheless, towards the end of Laura's pregnancy, Michael encounters a group of scavengers in hell, the Stolen. The kids of the pregnant women previously sent to hell for Lucifer to possess make up this group, who are all desperate to escape. Lucifer returns to the underworld, taunting Michael with an offer of alliance, which the Archangel vehemently rejects. During their conversation, Michael asks Lucifer why God freed him, to which Lucifer arrogantly replies back with claims that God is afraid of him. However, once Lucifer travels out of hell, Michael realizes this entire incident was God's plan all along. In his arrogance, Lucifer has chosen the only mortal body that is strong enough to hold him captive. Since Jesus Christ embodies goodness, his cloned, resurrected child will be able to overpower Lucifer's evil, preventing him from influencing humans on Earth. With newfound determination, Michael rallies the lost souls to retrieve his sword and thwart the devil's plans. Upon retrieving the shroud and encountering Laura's transformed state, Michael attempts to reason with her, emphasizing the child's divine purpose. However, Michael realizes Lucifer has overtaken her body. As a result, a battle breaks out between the brothers. During the fight, Michael reveals to Lucifer that God intended for Lucifer to escape from hell and possess Laura's womb. Since Laura's child carries the DNA of Jesus Christ, Lucifer won't be able to possess the child, and instead, the child will keep Lucifer entrapped within his body. Soon, Liz and her guards arrive and take Lucifer with them. When Lucifer tries to resist birthing the child, Liz assumes it's Laura and ignores his command. After Laura's child is born with Lucifer's spirit inside of him, Liz takes the baby away for baptizing. Instead of holy water, however, Liz baptizes the baby in blood by violently striking down every single disciple. Lucifer does not wish to leave a single soul alive to tell the tale of his rebirth. As such, Liz slaughters her entire cult, including Dr. Laurent. Meanwhile, Michael and Laura track down Liz, and Laura takes her baby from her. Laura drives away to Vicini's dwelling on Michael's orders, while Michael stays behind and blows up Lucifer's stronghold, preventing the gateway of hell from unleashing hell's demons on Earth. Years later, after Laura has returned the Shroud of Turin to the cathedral, Lucifer remains captive inside her child's body. Laura names her child after the angel who saved her, Michael, and raises him with Vicini's help. Liz, still alive and keeping tabs on Lucifer, can only look at Kid Michael from afar. No matter what, Lucifer's spirit fails to escape from Michael's body, overpowered by the DNA of Christ.